Hi, this is Steve Mortensen, president of Miracle Comics, and here are the 5 books we're going to talk about this week. First book is a 9.8 copy of Rocket Raccoon, actually the Rocket Raccoon Limited series from 1984. This book, when it first came out, was not a huge hit. Rocket Raccoon had not joined Guardians of the Galaxy. Actually, the book stayed very dormant all through the 90s and early 2000s. It was a popular quarter book, and it had, I think, a fairly large print run. But this book became very popular recently with the movie and him joining the team. So this is a 9.8 copy, very nice. This is Captain America 360. This is the first appearance of Crossbones. So in the comic books, Crossbones hired an assassin to kill Captain America in Captain America 25. It was thought to have believed in the last Captain America movie that Bucky, who later becomes Captain America, and then they switch roles again, that Crossbones was going to make was going to set up that appearance where Bucky would take over. But in the movie, Crossbone dies. So unfortunately, this book nosedived after that had happened. It still got value. At the time, the books was selling in the $300 to $400 range. It's now settling into about the $150 range. It's still very cool. And Crossbones is just really an interesting character. This is Batman Adventures Mad Love, very early appearance of Harley Quinn. It's her first origin issue. As a lot of you know, the first appearance is Batman Adventures number 12, where she, well, even before that appearance, she was on the animated TV show, and then they made the animated TV show into a comic book. This is a one-shot with her and Joker and Batman, and it's a 9.6 copy. Okay, so the next book is 2001: A Space Odyssey. This represents a series of titles that Jack Kirby, who created Fantastic Four with Stan Lee, did. He created several characters during the late 1970s, a few for DC, a few for Marvel. This is the first appearance of Machine Man, which later has its own title about 6 months later. This is from 1977. It's a 9.6 copy. Very cool book. Classic Kirby. Always really liked this cover. This is bringing up the last of the 5 is my favorite of the week. This is Eerie number 14, extremely rare comic, a pre-code horror from 1954. So many of you who collect pre-code horror, pre-code means that in 1954, a book was written called Seduction of the Innocent that basically claimed that comic books were doing a disservice to children, and they were becoming, too adult in nature, too graphic. A lot of the horror books, in particular, this particular example is rather tame, but there are some horror books that have decapitations and blood and some stuff that even in today would look a little shocking. But what ended up happening is that it led to a call for censorship, and so a lot of parents, a lot of cities, towns brought this up to Congress, and it became Congress got involved basically, and they created the Comics Code Authority. So if we look at one of these other comics, I'm going to pull back, you'll see that. Right there, this is the approved by the Comics Code. So this little symbol here, as you'll notice, is not on this comic. And comics that were made pre-1954 do not carry the Comics Code Authority because there was no regulation back then. very interesting given the state of the internet right now and what is happening with Facebook and the what they want to do in regards to content. They had the same problem in the 1950s, and it was in the form of a comic. So that's the 5 I wanted to talk about. I have them on sale on eBay this week, ending on May 6th. You can check them out on our website at www.miraclecomics.com, and that'll link right to the eBay store. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up and subscribe. We're trying to build our base. So thank you very much for watching.